Hey, hey, hey! How you doing on this is Sunday evening? Oh, all these days are just going together. We're gonna wait a few minutes to let some folks in, and we're gonna talk about your Fourth of July weekend. I'll talk about mine. I'll also talk about Busch Gardens. All right, wait a few more minutes. Keep in mind, I do not own the rights to this song. All right. Boom, boom, boom. Hey, so who's on? Who's on in the chat? How was your 4th of July weekend? Please let me know. Go ahead and type it out. Yay, yay, yay. Turn my music down. We're going to get going in 1 minute. Tyree said, I asked him, I said, how was your 4th of July weekend? He goes, horrible. All right. So why was it horrible? Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm waiting for Tyree to respond. Okay. So happy 4th of July weekend. I hope everyone got a chance to maybe go to church or to pray, chant, go to your mosque, or whatever it is you do to feel some peace or to feel centered, or hopefully some of you were able to relax. That's one thing we need to work on is relaxing our body and taking care of ourselves for sure. All right. Uh, what was I going to say? Interesting week uh, in Virginia. It was very interesting. Uh, hold on. So I'm waiting for Tyree to answer back. I want to know, how his 4th of July weekend was. One reason we celebrate 4th of July is to, honor and remember our independence, right? And we first actually became a nation. And I think it's very important to reflect on that. As Americans, we have a lot of rights. We want to keep our rights, right? Maintain our rights. So that's important that we acknowledge that, right? So Tyree responded. I asked him, why was it horrible? It was raining. Okay. Yeah. So there were a lot of folks that cooked out. They were able to cook, hamburgers, hot dogs on the grill, have people over. Um, Also, Tyree says it was hot. Yes, it was hot. I'm gonna talk about that too. It was so hot all over. It was hot everywhere. Like, oh my gosh. Like, even if you just sit down on the concrete was just burning you up. It was just so hot. So I like to travel during the week of 4th of July. That is like my go-to week to travel. Don't ask me why. I do. I also, like to watch the fireworks wherever I am. If I'm at the beach, or if I'm in another state, or just at a family friend's house. I just that's like my go-to weekend. I'm kind of like, if I can't get what I want as far as whatever resort or wherever we're staying on 4th of July week, I don't want it. And I think I might have to change that after this weekend, this week. Okay, so here we go. Uh so we went to Busch Gardens on the 4th of July, on that particular day. So I initially wanted to go at 4 o'clock, but then everybody was like, no, 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 let's go later on. Let's go around 6. So we ended up going at 6 o'clock. So that was our first time going within that week, right? So we drive through, and we look at the parking prices just for regular parking. $37. I'm like, what? I mean, I know everything is going up. All right, I get that, but $37 for parking? No, no. I mean, what about 20? You know, I mean, that's still happening. What about 20? But 37? That's almost $40 to park. I'm just like, oh my gosh. So, and now Busch Gardens in Virginia, they're cashless. So everything is Apple Pay, card, whatever. Not a big deal. So we drive in or whatever, pay that daggone parking or whatever. And we park in Italy, which is kind of, I want to say it's another parking lot that's further away from the main entrance. Anyway, right? It was a walk. It was a walk, a little bit of a walk. So yes, sorry, it was hot. I'm gonna get to that. I know. So we get to the parking lot, right? We get out, and we're like, oh my gosh, it's burning up. It was a little cloudy. I was like, okay. So we ended up walking to the tram, to the a tram station, or to catch a shuttle. We get on the shuttle, and that took a while, and we see the clouds, whatever. I said, okay, well maybe it's going to rain and stop. It's like the meteorologists. One minute they get it, next minute they don't. So we were like, okay, well maybe it will. It won't rain, or if it does rain, it'll stop. Um, so we're like, okay, it is kind of a gamble. So finally, the tram comes. We get on the shuttle, and so we have the lady that's driving, and she's talking to us, about all the different sites, on the grounds or whatever, which is fine. And she was like, I guess you guys are going to weather the storm. We were like, okay, yeah. And so as soon as we got on that trail, it started raining like a drizzle. I'm like, okay, a drizzle. So maybe, it'll stop, whatever. So by the time we get up into the park, first thing we do, we go use the restroom, get water. Okay. So we go in, we use the restroom. As soon as I come out, it's like pouring down, raining. Oh my gosh, like raining hard. And then we hear that the fireworks are canceled. I'm like, oh, great. So, no fireworks, right? Because the fireworks are supposed to start at 9 o'clock that night. But they canceled it. Okay. So, it keeps raining and raining and raining. We kind of waited out. We had stood in the store where, just trying to see if it would taper off a little bit. Maybe we could go and get ourselves something to eat or, do something on the grounds. But no, the longer we waited, the heavier the rain was. So I was like, okay. So we were like, well, we need to go. We need to go. So we it was just raining. People were running, but it was raining so bad. It was just like it doesn't matter how fast you run, you were gonna get wet. Everybody was soaked and wet. So it was kids out there. You had elderly people, handicapped people. So I was like, okay, well, let's walk up to the tram station, to catch the shuttle. So we're standing there at the shuttle for about 10, 15 minutes. I'm like, oh my gosh, where's the shuttle? Everyone is wet, upset, or whatever. And so finally this lady comes and she's like, oh, um, the shuttle is not running. We're not running the shuttle anymore. I'm like, oh my gosh. She was like, due to safety concerns. I'm like, okay, by this time it's thundering and lightning. You have handicapped folks out. You have kids crying, screaming, adults are upset because everybody's just irritable. But so you're saying I'm paying $37 for parking and assistance, with the shuttle, and I can't get any type of ride back, and I'm parked far, far away. This is crazy. I'm like, not only that, you paying $37 for parking, and then they won't give you a partial refund or anything. Hey, thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. They won't give you a partial refund or anything. I'm like, this is crazy. And my whole thing is, you should at least drive, the kids or disabled people, there needs to be some change in format on how they deal with inclement weather versus just walk on your own. Especially if you're parked far, far away and you're getting wet and it's thundering and lightning. I mean, my gosh, help some folks out. But it just seems like, and I really do like, Busch Gardens. It's a nice place where the family can, really create those memories and you can look back and kids, remember, oh yeah, I remember going to the park and spending time with mom and dad and your siblings and cousins or whoever else is with you during that vacation. But it's crazy. I'm like, they have got to come up with a better plan. So by the time we got back to the car, everybody's soaked and wet and irritable to say the least. So then we get back to the resort. And we go back out to Busch Gardens the next day, and it was hot. Oh gosh, it was 100 and some degrees. It was so hot. And so by the time we into, the park, I would say we got there maybe around 1 or 2. But when we entered the park, you're like, oh, you're sweating like crazy. You can't even sit on the sidewalk or sit anywhere because you're just gonna burn up pretty much. So we decided to go to the Sesame Street Park, and my youngest son took a couple of rides there, and that was fun. But it was just so hot, and so this guy that's been working there for a little while in the park was like, "Oh yeah, we got to serve your water. We can't deny your water. Apparently, that's the new law." Um, he was telling us and reiterating, get as much word as you can. And that particular place where we were sitting at, they had the patio furniture or whatever. It was a near pub where we could go and get some water. But as you walk throughout the park, you're like, they don't have like free kiosks set up as you're walking through the park to get water. I mean, it's like I think they need to implement more areas where you can get that cold ice water. You don't have to look, I don't know, seems like blocks down to get more cold water. But I did see a lot of kiosks where you had to pay for water or pay for drinks, of course. But yeah, I mean, it was so hot. Dang, it was very hot out there. So, but overall, the kids, we got through it. It's just nice to take a vacation and enjoy the family. So next year, I doubt I will be vacationing on the 4th. We have to see how everything goes. So yeah, try to find some time to relax, regardless of what your situation is. If you have 3, 4 jobs, 8, 9 kids, however many you may or may not have, or if you're busy helping others, doing for others, you still need to take time and relax and have some calm for yourself. All right, guys, I just want to check in with you. Hit me up. Let me know your thoughts on this. Okay, peace.